Hey gang, today we're going to do a blues shuffle, a minor blues shuffle that's kind of jazzy, and it's probably a little bit different than the standard blues fare. I like it to break up an evening or a blues session. We're going to do some other blues standards coming right up. But today I thought I'd show you this one. It's kind of interesting and it gives you a lot of scope to both play different chords and to play different leads to it as well. Some good options there. We'll go through both of them. First, the chords. So the chords are going to be A minor 7, a D7, or a D9. Either of those can be substituted for each other. And an E7 or an E sharp 9. You know, the Hendrix chord. All right. So those are the chords that we're mostly going to deal with in the verse. And the verse kind of goes like this. All right, so it's a 1-4, 1-4, 1-4, 5, 1. Okay, but still the same three chords. So that happens twice, and then we're going to do the bridge, and the bridge is really cool. It starts on the 4 chord, which is the D9, and then it goes to the A minor 7. All right, and it does that again, and again. And then it goes to a B7, and to our Hendrix chord again, the E sharp 9. And then back to the chorus, or the verse again. Very neat. Okay, let me show you how it sounds with the rhythm back. Okay, so we're going to put like a walking bass on it. It's quite jazzy. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. So that is basically the rhythm, which is kind of cool. There's a lot of scope for playing in different positions or for jazzing up or adding little extensions to it. You know, extensions and stuff like that to your chords. Make them a little bit interesting. Okay, now let's talk about the soloing over it. Well, as you might expect, probably the first thing you'd want to try is an A minor pentatonic, and guess what? Or A minor blues, and guess what? It works great. So let's show you a little bit of that. Oh, the one thing that's really neat is that B7 allows for some really interesting stuff. Now, because in this B7 we've got this this note right here, which is the third of B. That works because that's in the A minor blues scale. You know, that note works really well. So the A minor blues scale can be used to just play over that if you're just looking for safe notes. So we can use the A minor blues scale over the whole thing if we want to, but we're going to listen for those chord changes, okay? So let me give you an example of that. I'm going to turn on, I recorded a little bit of a guitar backup, so I've got a little bit of meat to work with on the solo. Okay, so here we go. Most of that was A minor blues scale, maybe a note or two out of it. Okay, so that's an example of using A minor blues, or A minor blues scale, which, as you know, in the root position is just this one right here. All right, so that's that. The other thing that you can use, that you can use pretty well, is the A Dorian. And the reason is, these chords all fit into the key of G major, and so the G major scale works really well. Happens to, if you're playing over an A minor chord, be the A Dorian. So we're going to try using that, and that gives me a little more scope to be able to play a little more melodically. Don't know the G major scale or the A Dorian, I'm going to play the A Dorian right here, realizing I can go all over to do it. So here it is right here in the 5th position. Realize you probably can't see that, but I know you can hear it. So I'll play it one more time really slowly and let your ears do the walking or finding. So that's the A Dorian mode, which is based off the G major scale. And that works great. The only thing that doesn't work great over is this B chord. Now it'll handle it. I can play this chord tone, and I can play this chord tone. Right? I can play those, and I can play this chord tone. But I can't play this one. It's not a naturally occurring note in the A Dorian. I can just put it in if I want to. And what's interesting is I'm going to find out that certain notes are there are notes that I'm aiming for that are in the chords. I'm not really thinking too much about scales. But I'll try to do it this time. All right, here we go. A Dorian. Let's let it rip. So you can see there's a lot there. Because you've got a few more notes to play with, you can play a little bit more on some strings, and 3 notes per strings kind of helps you to play a little bit faster in some of those if you want to do some syncopated runs. that kind of stuff. And play some off notes. Okay. So the last thing I want to show you is that you can actually, over that B chord, you can also play very deliberately, because that chord normally in a G major scale, if you're playing that A Dorian, if you're playing normally in a G major scale, that note's not going to occur, and that chord isn't going to occur. So you can play very deliberately over it, and you can play something that sounds a little bit off. You can play a diminished scale or a diminished run. You know that? So you can play a diminished sort of run over it. Let me demo what that sounds like. I'll try and do that. I'll try and do that decently, playing over that B flat. Too fun. Okay, well, give this one a whirl, get your looper out, record it, and it's a great groove to play over and a lot of fun to just solo and get lost for an hour or two, or half hour anyway. Okay, hope you enjoyed this short video, and we'll see you on down the road.